Good evening.
The Northwest only all local newscast after World News Tonight.
Tonight, the overwhelming, catastrophic damage from Hurricane Katrina. In New Orleans, the city that thought it dodged a bullet, it's now a disaster zone. Water everywhere. Looting has begun, and now they're going to evacuate the shelters. In Mississippi, it looks like a bomb went off. There are fears that hundreds could be dead, so many of them poor. And the survivors, desperate and stranded. Hundreds of daring rescues, Coast Guard and National Guard helicopters perform nonstop. Tonight, a special edition of World News Tonight. State of emergency on the Gulf Coast.
From ABC News, this is World News Tonight. Reporting from ABC News headquarters, Charles Gibson.
Good evening. Hurricane Katrina seems destined to be the most costly natural disaster in American history. Last night, we began this broadcast saying Katrina was bad, very bad. Last night, we didn't know the half of it. We are still learning just how bad. This was a common sight today. Helicopters and rescue teams lifting people one by one, hundreds and hundreds in all from rooftops. Along the Gulf Coast, different cities, different problems. In New Orleans, we have a major American city underwater. New Orleans thought it had been spared the worst. And then two major levees broke, and slowly the city filled today with water. Canal Street is now a canal. The city is going to be essentially uninhabitable for many days. In Gulfport, Mississippi, it was sudden. By contrast, a 25-foot-high wall of water swept ashore in the storm surge. That essentially destroyed the coastline. In Biloxi, Mississippi, the mayor called that storm surge our tsunami. And as it swept as much as a mile inland, hundreds may have been killed. One medical rescuer said today they won't quit counting bodies for a while. We devote our entire broadcast tonight to the chaos caused by Katrina. We have correspondents all along the Gulf Coast, and we start with ABC's Jeffrey Kaufman in New Orleans.
The city that sits below sea level is now undersea. Overnight, there were two breaches in the levee system that protects New Orleans. One is 200 feet long, allowing the waters of Lake Pontchartrain to pour in. The elaborate system of pumps failed.
I mean, everything is just flooded. Everything, the whole city, this is like a city under siege.
Last night, in the hours after Hurricane Katrina had moved on, only a handful of neighborhoods were waterlogged. Today, in some areas, the water is now 20 feet deep. People who thought they were unscathed by Katrina woke up to rising floodwaters. The city is now cut off from the outside. The main I-10 bridge to the east shredded by Katrina's storm surge. Other access routes underwater.
What I saw today is equivalent to what I saw flying over the tsunami in Indonesia. There are places that are no longer there.
Officials estimate that 80% of New Orleans is now underwater, and this afternoon that water was still rising. Helicopters spent the day on a virtual house-to-house search from the air, looking for stranded families. Coast Guard choppers hovered over houses and delicately lowered rescue baskets, winching stranded survivors one by one. National Guard teams carefully lifted people into the air on rescue seats. On the ground, a different picture. Boats lined up with families rescued from second stories, attics, and rooftops.
It is now 10:40 in the morning. The water here is a foot deep. The water there much, much deeper. 12 hours ago, we drove on these streets, and they were completely dry.
And what nature isn't ravaging, looters are. Thousands have declared open season. Anything that sits unguarded is being picked over. Police, there were a few standing idly by downtown.
We're trying. We're trying to do as best we can right now with everything we have.
It is clear the city police do not have enough. Unprepared and overwhelmed, in most neighborhoods, it is pure anarchy. The number of looters is far more than the number of officers. And police told us they have nowhere to put people they apprehend, and their police cars are running out of gas. For people just struggling to pull their lives together, scenes like this are devastating.
This ain't no time for this here foolishness, but people trapped. A lot of them hungry, don't have no water, need medicine. I need insulin right now.
The Louisiana National Guard is here, but its priority is people, not property. Convoys of high water vehicles are taking weary refugees to the only higher ground left, the Superdome. It too, though, will have to be evacuated.
You'd be amazed how many places need help. And we're doing everything we can to get to as many people as can as fast as we can.
Those who are not heading to the Superdome are trying to find some other way out of town. This family, with its 92-year-old grandmother, tried to get out by water.
Well, the house started flooding real bad, so we decided to take the boat and float down to the hotel. But this is as far as we can go because it's so shallow.
But beyond the tourist areas, this is a poor city. Many struggled to survive before Katrina hit.
Basically, New Orleans is a city of poverty-stricken people, so you can imagine how even more the poverty is going to be now.
New Orleans knew that an epic catastrophe was only a hurricane away. Initially, it looked like Katrina was not going to be the one. Jeffrey Kaufman, ABC News, New Orleans.
Across the border in Mississippi, it is a matter of finding and counting the bodies. It was a wall of water that inundated the coastal communities of Gulfport and Biloxi. Unlike New Orleans, people in Mississippi had no time to get to the rooftops. ABC's Terry Moran is in Gulfport, Mississippi tonight. Terry?
Charlie, when we arrived here this morning, we had to take a moment simply to absorb the sheer scale of the devastation here. For the people of this city, much of Gulfport has essentially ceased to exist.
Downtown Gulfport looks like a bomb went off. Buildings lie in rubble, whole neighborhoods are obliterated. Power lines strewn through the streets, and the port of Mississippi is a wreck. Katrina took the casino barges that lined this coast and tossed them on the shore like toys, crushing homes beneath them. In Harrison County, which includes the state's coastal community, the death toll so far is at least 80 and expected to rise. 1 million people along this coast are without power. Tens of thousands have been left homeless. Officials say it will be at least a week before those who evacuated will be able to return.
It's beyond imagination. I never thought I'd see something that looked worse than Camille, but this looks worse than Camille.
For some, there is nothing to come home to. Hiram Stewart was in the hospital yesterday when his home was destroyed.
You've never seen anything like it? No, I never will, I don't believe.
This neighborhood is one of the oldest in Gulfport. It's located just a few hundred feet from the beach right over there. When the storm surge from Katrina roared through here, it lifted up cargo containers, barges, these huge 2-ton rolls of paper, and wiped everything out. And not everyone who lived here has been accounted for yet.
Harvey Jackson's home was split in half. His wife was swept away.
Who was at your house with you?
My wife.
Where is she now?
Can't find her body. She gone.
So much has been lost here, and people are still reckoning the damage. In Biloxi, where a 25-foot wall of water came ashore, the city's waterfront was demolished. Rescuers went door to door, sometimes using an axe to look for bodies.
Tired of finding them. I mean, it's senseless death.
Many people along this coast decided to stay during the storm. Some believed they would be spared. Others were concerned about the chaos afterwards.
The looting and everything else that accompanies the aftermath of a storm. I just wanted to be here.
1,600 Mississippi National Guard personnel now patrol these streets. More are on their way from neighboring states. Already, in the sweltering heat, tempers are flaring. Many here are in despair.
And I don't know what I'm going to do now.
Today in Mississippi, hope is hard to come by.
Right now, the human costs are the biggest concern, but over time, the economic costs, the lost tourism revenue, the devastated port, all of the destroyed businesses, it's just staggering. It will reach, officials say, Charlie, easily into the billions of dollars.
Terry Moran tonight in Gulfport, Mississippi. Well, sometimes numbers can't fully convey the story. Numbers of dead or numbers of homeless or numbers of dollars in damage. Sometimes you have to focus on individual stories. And so we asked ABC's David Curley to focus on one block on Howard Street in the devastated city of Biloxi, Mississippi. David?
Charlie, this is a close-up look of what a wall of water can do. These were modest homes here in Biloxi. Many of them survived Hurricane Camille 40 years ago, but as their owners learned today, they were no match for Katrina.
Where were you at?
A family reunited in front of all that is left of their home, a foundation. Justin Duvall stayed behind when his parents evacuated.
Where was he?
He won't tell me. So it had to be somewhere around here.
Parts of this neighborhood, Possum Hollow, are a quarter-mile from the beach, but felt the full force of the 20-foot wave surge. As the water engulfed a small apartment building that Herbert Elsey manages, he had a plan, which some residents were afraid to follow.
And I pulled myself across on the rope, and I couldn't get the other people to go. I think there's about 6 of us survived out of 14, I think.
Yellow tape now marks the spot of 8 bodies, tenants who were crushed when the building finally gave way. Across the street, 7 other bodies were found today.
My house is out in that pile back there.
Those who heeded the warnings and evacuated did return today. Louise Ross found clothes in her dryer, but little else.
Doesn't matter, the whole house is gone. Finding that little crystal basketball that belonged to my grandson just meant so much. Finding my pet rock meant so much. Because you cannot ever replace that kind of stuff.
Come on, come with your mom. Let's put that American flag up. We're down, but we're not out.
Katrina has taken so much here. The houses are gone. But for many, this will once again be home.
We're not going to leave. She kicked our butt. She won the battle, but we won the war. So we're going to stay here, right here.
4 more bodies have been discovered. The death toll just in this small neighborhood is 19. It will be another day before all those bodies are removed, and many more days before this neighborhood, Possum Hollow, is livable again. Charlie?
David Curley on Howard Street in Biloxi, Mississippi. To return to New Orleans for a moment, the water in many parts of that city is now, as you've seen, rooftop high. An engineer who works with the city of New Orleans told us if the entire system of dikes and pumps were working, they could siphon off 1 inch of water per hour or a foot every 12 hours. Of course, that's if there were no gaps in the dikes, all the pumps were working, and there were electricity to power them. And one more thing, city officials say the water is turning into a toxic mixture of sewage, garbage, gas, and chemicals. Katrina's punch is still being felt as it moves northward, bringing heavy rains and tornadoes. It's expected to be in Pennsylvania by tomorrow morning. In western Georgia, Katrina spawned bands of storms and tornadoes. Homes and buildings were flattened. 1 person was killed. And further north in Georgia, another tornado ripped the 2nd floor off an Econo Lodge in Helen. Some of the people in that town had fled there to get away from Katrina. The White House says President Bush will cut short his vacation at his Texas ranch to deal with the storm. The president will head back to the White House tomorrow to oversee the government's response to the hurricane. When we come back, convoys from around the country head to the disaster zone, bringing food, medical supplies, and teams of volunteers. How long will it take to get them to those in need? Katrina's cruel hand. Hardest hit were the poor who didn't have cars or the means to escape.
This is World News Tonight, brought to you by Transitions.
In the future, everyone will protect their eyes from sun damage like they protect their skin. Transitions lenses. They automatically adjust to changing light and block harmful UV rays and glare. So don't wait until tomorrow. The danger is here today, and so is the protection. Ask your eye care professional about Transitions lenses. Transitions, available at Sears Optical.
For people with diabetes, eating right and controlling weight is essential and hard to do. Glucerna as a delicious meal or snack helps control blood sugar. And with a little exercise, it may help you lose weight. Glucerna, it's time for a taste of freedom.
I was always going, having to go in the middle of traffic and just starting and stopping, having to go in the middle of a ball game and then not being able to go once I got there, and going at night, going and going. I thought I had a going problem. My doctor said I had a growing problem. It wasn't my bladder. My prostate was growing. I had an enlarging prostate. My doctor prescribed Avodart.
Most medicines only treat symptoms. Avodart, with time, actually shrinks the prostate and improves urinary symptoms.
So I can go more easily when I need to go, and go less often.
Only your doctor can tell if your symptoms are from an enlarged prostate and not a more serious condition such as prostate cancer, so have regular prostate exams. Avodart is for men only. Women should not take or handle Avodart due to the risk of a specific birth defect. Tell your doctor if you have liver disease. Rarely, sexual side effects, tenderness, or swelling of the breast can occur. Call your doctor today. Avodart for your growing problem.
No.
No, 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 no. No, I'm not out!
Arthritis sufferers have had enough bad news lately. Here's some good news. Aleve is the #1 pharmacist-recommended pain reliever for arthritis for the 6th year in a row. Ask your doctor about the good news. Ask your doctor about Aleve.
We asked people why they use Colace capsules.
My doctor recommended it.
My doctor told me.
My son told me.
Your son?
Yes, my son, the doctor.
Stimulant-free Colace capsules, the #1 stool softener brand recommended by doctors.
Analysts will be trying to size up the economic impact of Hurricane Katrina for a long time. But today, one trader said it was the most chaotic day for the energy markets in 20 years. Oil, gas, natural gas, and heating oil all surged to new records. 95% of oil production along America's Gulf Coast has been shut down, and traders do not know how much permanent damage there may have been. That uncertainty, combined with the record demand around the world, has the markets very skittish. As the pictures of Katrina's fury flashed across the news, Americans began to mobilize for the largest relief effort this country has ever seen. Convoys of food, baby formula, clothes, and medical supplies headed south. Teams of volunteers started out. No one knows how long it's going to take them to get through to the places that need them the most, but they are on their way. Here's ABC's Dan Harris.
From Los Angeles, specially trained firefighters are heading to the hurricane zone with their rescue equipment. From Virginia, an urban search and rescue team.
At a certain point, when you've lost everything, you're desperate for hope.
From New Jersey, 10 utility trucks to help restore power.
If you took all 4 hurricanes last summer, which were huge in and of themselves, combined them, we believe that what the Red Cross and others are doing is going to exceed last summer's efforts.
The Red Cross is mobilizing thousands of volunteers from across the country, people who will spend weeks away from work and family. They've also got call centers in major cities for those stranded in the disaster area. French speaker Rebecca Callahan has been dealing with people of Cajun descent.
The majority of those know some English also, but they tend to panic and actually go into their native language originally.
The Red Cross, along with the Federal Emergency Management Agency, have set up hundreds of shelters where they're providing food and medical assistance. At some point, however, the focus will shift from rescue and relief efforts to the enormous job of building temporary housing for the thousands of people whose homes are now destroyed. One FEMA official in New Orleans today said they're now starting to scope out dry land on which to place temporary homes. They might build those homes from scratch or maybe even bring in a massive number of trailers and mobile homes. They're even talking about possibly bringing in a floating dormitory.
Literally nothing will be off the table, but with something as widespread as this, we're going to be reinventing New Orleans.
The one thing everyone involved in the relief effort vowed today was that in the face of such daunting destruction, even though it may take years, they will eventually rebuild. Dan Harris, ABC News, New York.
And you can find the latest on Katrina's impact and learn how to join the relief effort by going to abcnews.com. When we return, the hurricane and the poor. Katrina hit those who have the least the most.
Medicare. It covers hospital stays and doctor visits. But for many people, something's been missing. Until now. Prescription drugs. Starting November 15th, sign up for Medicare's new prescription drug coverage. Everyone on Medicare is eligible. You could save hundreds of dollars a year, but you have to sign up. Call or log on for a free booklet on getting started. Find out how Medicare's new drug coverage can work for you.
Does it bother you when mac and cheese isn't made with 100% real cheese? It bothers us. See what's cooking at Stouffer's.
It's frustrating. Just when you're ready to relax, that's when it happens. The urge to move, along with uncomfortable sensations in your legs. They're hard to describe, but they can even keep you from getting to sleep. You feel the urgent need to get up and move, just to get some relief. There's a name for it, restless leg syndrome. And if you have it, you're among the nearly 1 in 10 U.S. adults who do. Want to know more? Visit restlesslegs.com or talk to your doctor.
I am dedicated. I am disciplined. I am determined. And I'm a diabetic. And that's how I feel when I test with my meter, the Accu-Check Aviva.
The new Accu-Check Aviva system, designed to fill correctly and test right the first time, to make every strip count. The Accu-Check Aviva. Switch to the system that makes every strip count.
The Kia Amante. Rich leather, 9-speaker CD sound system, power everything. Spacious and comfortable. With 8 standard airbags and all backed by a 10-year warranty program. The Kia Amante Premium Sedan. It's time for everyone to start living big.
Another new drink. Ingredients: inositol, maltodextrin, glucuronolactone, or Florida orange juice. Fresh air, rain, sunshine.
Florida orange juice. Healthy, pure, and simple.
Last weekend, as tens of thousands of people fled New Orleans after being ordered to evacuate, one woman said, "I don't have a car. I can't afford to rent one. I have to stay." It always seems the case. Natural disasters disproportionately affect those who can least afford to lose what they have. Hurricane Katrina, no exception. Here's ABC's Steve Osunsami.
Katrina was especially cruel to the poor. In New Orleans, a quarter of the residents live below the poverty line. The very poorest live on the lowest land, south of Lake Pontchartrain, where the water is up to their rooftops.
It's just a thing that always happens. The one that have the least seem like they're hit harder than anything else.
Rebuilding will be extremely difficult. Most of these families have no insurance of any kind.
Don't nobody give me any kind of assistance. I'm just gonna have to try to do it piece by piece, wood by wood, paycheck by paycheck.
More than 700,000 people in this region live in mobile homes. Unlike wealthier residents who lost boats and beach houses, 1 in 6 have no car and no way out of town. They are mostly African American and filled the Superdome and every available shelter from New Orleans to Pensacola.
They may live in substandard housing that is not as resistant to damage.
In Mobile's housing projects where there is no power,
evacuees wanting information on
residents have only their car radios for critical disaster news. Evelyn King just learned it could take a month before her lights are turned back on.
Oh, they get the lights on here?
Jelana Law has a 7-month-old baby born premature who needs a heart monitor and oxygen. Both use electricity.
Well, they're running out of battery now, but battery doesn't last that long.
With no health insurance, the family says they can't get the baby into a hospital.
You can't let that control you. You just gotta keep trying to find other options.
Many of the storm's victims were already hard on their luck and are now struggling to get by one day at a time. Steve Osunsami, ABC News, Mobile, Alabama.
As the lady said, And when we come back, a glimpse at some of the truly extraordinary moments of the day as our special broadcast continues.
Oh, check this out.
What is this? It's to strengthen my bones. Oh, let me see that.
Once a month. Oh, wow, that's great.
Introducing Boniva, a new once-monthly prescription treatment for postmenopausal osteoporosis, clinically proven to build and maintain bone density.
Where did you get it? My doctor prescribed it.
I didn't know you could take just one tablet a month for anything.
Yeah, with Boniva you can.
And unlike treatments you take every week, you only need Boniva once a month.
All I can say is wow.
Wow, once a month. Wow, look at that
dessert.
You should not take Boniva if you have low blood calcium, severe kidney disease, or cannot sit or stand for at least 60 minutes. Follow dosing instructions carefully. Stop taking Boniva and tell your doctor if you experience difficult or painful swallowing, chest pain, or severe or continuing heartburn, as these may be signs of serious upper digestive problems. You do the right thing to treat your osteoporosis. To build and maintain strong, healthy bones, ask your doctor about once-monthly Boniva. There's only one.
Stupid allergies. Poor kid can't sleep.
He's all congested from nasal allergies.
Only Nasonex is clinically proven to treat and help prevent congestion and other seasonal nasal allergy symptoms.
Let's tell his mom. You go.
Side effects were generally mild and included headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing.
His congestion's better.
But your nose isn't.
For seasonal nasal allergy symptoms, Nasonex is the one to treat and help prevent congestion. Talk to your doctor.
$30,000. Do I hear 40? $40,000. Do I hear 50? 50,000. I have 50,000 sold to the gentleman in the center.
Hi.
Moving on. This is a 19.
Okay. I want to go ahead and sell it now.
Sell what?
That thing I bought.
Constantly buying and selling stocks doesn't make much sense either. That's why Edward Jones advises clients to buy long-term investments. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Ranked highest in investor satisfaction with full-service brokerage firms by J.D. Power and Associates.
My mom has arthritis. Taking Bear keeps her music playing. My brother has a bad knee. Taking Bear keeps his game going. And what really amazed me was when Bear helped my father keep living. He took it during a heart attack. Bear helped save his life. Nothing else I know does so much. So when I'm in pain, what do you think I'm going to choose?
Genuine Bear, like no other pain reliever in the world.
Ready for school? Good thing Walmart's got everything you need for back to school at their always low prices. So you can get your kids off to the right start. Later.
I'm Steve Dunn. Next in the Northwest Only All Local newscast tonight. For the first time, a nationwide crackdown on people who make and sell meth. The Northwest dealers in jail and how much meth is off your streets now. Plus, local firefighters in the dark learning how to save their own lives.
There were a number of pictures of devastating effects of Katrina that left indelible impressions that we saw today. But finally this evening, we're going to leave you with a single picture that we think says a lot. It came in late today. People in trouble doing what they could to attract attention. We don't know if it's their house, and we don't know if they were rescued. But like so many other people in the way of the hurricane, they are coping. Thousands of people coping, doing what they can. That is World News Tonight. You can get the latest on the hurricane later on Nightline and tomorrow on Good Morning America. Tomorrow night, ABC News will have a primetime special called In the Path of Katrina. That's at 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm Charles Gibson. For all of us here at ABC News, good night.
Why do you want to be president? The answer is that you want the power to control the universe.
That's not me.
Well, that's the problem.
Gina Davis's Commander-in-Chief premieres Tuesday, September 27th, 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
Now on K2 News at 6:30, Operation Wildfire. 400 people in 200 cities are in jail tonight, accused of making and selling meth. The dealers off your streets and the startling number of people who admit they've tried the drug. Plus, a murder mystery growing more bizarre. The photo giving hope to one local family. Could their loved one still be alive? And bad reception, the backyard box dividing this local neighborhood. And if yours could be next.
Live from K2, the Northwest only all-local 6:30 newscast with Steve Dunn and microcast weather with Rod Hill. K2 and you, the spirit of the Northwest.
Good evening. Thank you very much for being with us. In our top local story, a major crackdown on people who make and deal meth. It is called Operation Wildfire, resulting in more than 400 arrests, 67 of them here in the Northwest.